I'm Anthony Gethers.
And I'm Greg Weiss.
And we are the hosts of Case for Bass.
Tell us about our very special guest we have today.
Dave McKeon is a longtime friend of mine, and when I got back into performing again, came across Dave at an open jam, and Dave is just a fantastic musician, and he's got a background, and he's got history in music that is unmatched by even professional standards at the top levels. And I knew when we started this podcast and doing the Case for Bass that one of the prime candidates we really, really, really want to talk to and hear a lot from is Dave McKeon, because there aren't many people that get close to the elites of electric bass like Dave did, and hopefully we'll get some historic tales involving electric bass and who he's done it for. And I want to start by introducing our guest tonight, Dave McKeon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Greg. Round of applause for Dave McKeon. For he's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow.
Yes.
Yes.
Dave keeps us smiling.
Awesome. Fretless style.
Oh, that's quite a fanfare.
All right, Anthony.
Although
Anthony, you
that's a lot
start.
of treble clef for a
Yes, a lot of treble clef doing the piccolo. So let's go into your history. So you're a tech now.
Yeah. Well,
what'd you do?
Actually, right now, I got out of the tech game a bunch of years ago to work. I'm a carpenter right now, but I toured as a guitar tech and did a lot of one-offs in New York as a guitar tech. And before that, I worked as a backline tech for Claire Global. Claire's one of the largest audio company, probably the largest touring sound company. And I worked for their backline. We did drops at places like, Letterman and all the shows that film in New York and stuff. So I got to meet a lot of cool people like Letterman. I would chat up Will Lee, as we were talking about before, but then also
you just said Will Lee. we are not worthy.
We are not worthy. Will Lee.
And then you'd also get to see a lot of the bands that were there.
Sure.
So I remember setting up Booker T's B3 one day there, which was really cool. And it was just, you set it up, he comes in, tries it, either he likes it or he doesn't.
Okay.
But the B3s, the thing about them is you got to make sure they actually work when you get them set up.
That's true.
You get the tubes get knocked loose and everything. But the biggest thing, after I left Claire, I got a call out of the blue one day to go, and the call was actually for a guitar tech.
Okay.
And I didn't know, but it was for D'Angelo. And
my God,
there was a 2-week rehearsal and then a run that was supposed to be going to Africa. So I showed up for the first day of rehearsal, and my wife, who is really the bass player in the family, if you can see behind me, we got a couple of her uprights.
Look at that.
There's a series of upright basses. Wow.
This is her bass room. I'm on her computer right now. I've got over in the corner, there's a Dan Electro Longhorn. There's a P bass behind me.
Oh, wow.
She's
Nice.
got a bunch of stuff. Electric uprights. She's got uprights that fold for travel that we bring to Europe sometimes and stuff.
So you're a guest in the house of bass. You're a guest in her room.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And so when she found out I was going to Africa, she got really nervous because we were supposed to go to Nigeria for the Calabar Jazz Festival. It was really hot politically and stuff. So I go down to the first rehearsal and I'm meeting the guitarists that I'm going to be working with. And I look over, I say, geez, I wonder who's got the bass, and I wonder who's playing bass. And in walks Pino Palladino. And I was like, I asked one of the
another we're not worthy woman.
So I asked the keyboard tech, I'm like, who's got the other guy? He goes, no. He goes, this is all you. So I had 3 guitars and a bass, the bass player being Pino Palladino. for probably the first maybe year and a half that I worked, and it wasn't constant touring.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stop it.
That's the first dog of the show.
Yeah,
this is the dog.
This is Lester. He's a good man, Australian Shepherd. But so I had all 4 guys, and we were doing like a lot of fly dates. Okay. So it's like, you get to bring guitars and pedal boards, and then deal with rental gear, and it was kind of crazy. And but then I quickly found out that probably one of my big, the guy that made my eyes pop was Pino, and he was the easiest guy to work with.
Really,
he required nothing. You set up his. He had a pedal board, and you set up the pedal board, you tune his basses up, he comes, grabs them, and plays them. He didn't ask for anything. And I said, well, what about string changes and all that stuff? He goes, the 62. He goes, don't even touch it. He goes, just leave. I never changed those. He goes, I broke the low E a while back. And I was heartbroken because now, the low E is brighter than the rest of them.
Wow.
But that's the Jamerson vibe.
Okay. Now you mentioned earlier at some point that a lot of players will have these same strings on their instruments for a long period of time.
Yeah, Duck Dunn supposedly did.
True.
It's that vibe. Mary is the same way. She
okay.
you don't change.
Too.
And
my fretless had 14 years. My fretless had 14
and they're usually like
years on the bellows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think that is? I mean, and I know that's very common for flat wounds.
It's that thump, and new strings. It takes a while to get that buzz out of them. Okay. The same thing. The guys who like new strings, it's the same thing that the people hate about new strings. I'm the same way on my acoustic guitars. I can't stand because I feel on an acoustic guitar, and it's probably the same thing with the basses. I feel this. I want to hear the guitar and not the string, and like Pino is a lot of his stuff when going for that Jamerson thing is just about rolling off highs.
Sure.
Let me see if I can close this door and get him quiet down.
I could speak about to the strings.
I was going to say, I was going to have you add on to that.
The legend is, that Duck Dunn had them on forever. And, bass players can only go by what other bass players say or what they read in an article or hear in an interview. But the goal was to how many years can you keep your strings on the bass? And in my case, the same bass David was talking about earlier was when I was playing a custom fretless when I still have it when I met Dave, and I had on literally set of Labella Deep Talking bass, and that's like the standard of fretted or fretless, what people generally like who are playing these older songs with deep funk. And I kept my strings on literally it was 14 years by the time a D string broke, and as Dave would attest, 100-degree weather, all things can go wrong.
Oh yeah.
And it was an emotional moment because I didn't think these things were going to break, and eventually, if you have no frets, you have no stress points, and it broke. Of course, it broke at the bridge, the only stress point it had.
Oh,
and
that's the worst place for it to break.
It absolutely was, and it's while you're performing.
My question is this, Greg. Did you how did you react? Were you in front of the audience at the time, and did you freak out, or
we were playing because you remember some of these moments, and we were playing at an orchard in upstate New York, and I was back in female singer of a band I played with, and it was you get that last moment of life, slow motion of all the events that you had on this bass. And it's so funny because now I'm talking to Dave, and the moments I was thinking about was when Dave was there. And
so everything sounded like this. It was like No.
Yes. And I've had too many moments in my life to say you're 100% accurate. And the only thing that really struck me was, am I changing the string or am I changing the whole set? And I'm unlike I guess the greatest bass player living in of all time, I changed the set. And
it's a gamble. Like it's a, what do you do? Mary broke
what do you do?
Mary broke one. Her again, and it was her low E. It was the same kind of thing that happened to Pino. But luckily, I was just looking around to see if her P bass was here, and it's not. So it might be down in the basement or something. But it broke between the nut and the tuner.
Ooh,
so I was able.
That's strange.
I was able. Yeah, it was. Who knows? You know, and I was able to use a fishing knot, and I tied it back together.
Wow!
And I think that string
is pretty impressive.
And this is like I learned that trick. I learned that trick back when I was doing like solo acoustic guitar gigs, like singer-songwriter stuff. And I saw a guy do it once. He broke a string and he didn't have an extra set with him. Tied a knot in the damn thing. He goes, "Oh yeah, it's just a fishing knot." Okay. It saves my ass more than one gig. You know?
Awesome. Okay, I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. I want to ask you this. What was your biggest challenge? Because before we went on the air, you mentioned that you had a rig crash at some point, and how were you able to remedy that issue?
Backups for your backups.
Okay.
You know, when you're on a tour like that, like things just they have to work. So it's like with D, you know, for example, Dee's guitar. I had they rented these janky wireless systems one time. So I said nobody else is on wireless. I said D. Gets the, you know, I had like 4 of them that I cobbled together, one that would work, kind of. Okay. And I knew it was going to crap out when the show started. Wow. So I also had a 50-foot cord back there.
So what was your gut instinct? You said that you knew that it would crap out
because they were crap wirelesses. You never rent a wireless from a backline company. If you're going on tour, always get your wireless from the audio company because the audio company have the good Shure wireless systems. This was like a Samson or something that they had. But anyway,
Samson is like FM versus UHF.
Yeah. But with Pino, I only had the rig go down once, and he was playing. Okay. We were in Europe, so I think we had rental SVTs. So I probably had 1 cabinet and 2 heads. So I always and I had everything wired up to a loom. So it went from his pedal board and all the wires were just all right there. So I have 1 head with all his settings set, and I always would take pictures and have them marked on the amp and everything. And I had an identical head right behind it, turned on, warmed up, you know, just not, you know, you leave the power amp off, obviously, because you're not feeding anything. And everything was ready to go. And in the middle of the show, I see him go. And I run around the back of the amp and I'm hiding behind the amp. And he goes, "I got nothing." And I go, "What do you mean you got nothing?" And I come around the front of the amp and I look at him and I go, "You got nothing."
Oh my
so
God.
I go, 1 minute. And I shut that amp off. I unplugged everything, came around the back, plugged it into the spare. He was down probably 30 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he was back up and running. And
nice.
And that was, but then what happened was it was 100 degrees in Italy and they don't air condition like we do over here. But at 100 degrees.
Actually, to add on to what you're saying, no country has AC the way we have in America.
And
not at all.
So now everybody's running these air conditioning and their grid couldn't handle it. So there was these rolling brownouts. And I like to turn stuff on and leave it on. Once it's on, leave it on during the day.
Never shut it off.
And, you know, because the minute you shut it off, something changes. And just like a light bulb, when you turn a light on, that's when the light bulb's going to burn out. It never burns out.
Voltage is everything.
Yeah. So
I also find that in Europe, because we have 110 here versus
Everything's
220.
220. You're slamming it
Everything's
harder.
220. You're slamming it harder. Yep.
Yep. And so all day long, the power's cutting out and then coming back and pop, pop in the PA system and everything. So, and it was fine at the start of the show, but it just must have been too much throughout the day that it blew the mains fuse.
Okay.
And of course, that was the one mains fuse I didn't have in my tech box at the time. So the next 3 shows, I forget where we ended up for the next 3 shows. And the show after that was Montreux Jazz.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Montreux Jazz, I had no spare fuse. I think it wasn't until we got to England where I could find a Maplin, which is like a Radio Shack that had the fuses. And but those next 3 shows without the fuse, I was like having a heart attack every show.
Wow.
But it's hours and hours of boredom. Like
we know how that works. Just hurry up and wait. Like you're the first.
Whole day, I was just trying to keep out of the heat myself, and catch a nap on a road case in the back and stuff. And there's nothing you could have done during the day, aside from unplug the amps. But it's like you think, oh well, this is the one. They're going to be done now, and it wasn't.
Got it. Well, let me ask you this as well. I noticed now. This is what I've heard from technicians that I met years ago. Is it true that a lot of techs are frustrated musicians?
In a sense, like there's guys. I kind of made a statement when I was younger. I said, no matter what I do, I want to do stuff around music, and I did, and it was great though. It's not that it was frustrated. When I was off the road, I had my own band going. I play bluegrass music. I love
watching Dave play. Dave's so impressive.
And usually throwing mandolins and stuff. But no,
are you familiar with Chris Thiele?
Yeah.
He knows everybody.
He's an animal.
He's sick.
He's so far beyond bluegrass. It's like I can sit like. It's not the type of stuff I want to do. But like if I was a real bass player, like I can look at Billy Sheehan and be like,
we're not worthy.
Yeah.
That guy's an animal. That guy is an animal.
Billy's the best.
It's probably not what I would try to play like, but I can give him the utmost respect for being able
to play. Yes.
Well, he definitely focuses on originality.
And he does have a groove.
Yeah,
that's the common thread, no matter what your style is.
Yep.
Well, and the other thing is that he's supportive. He's supportive of his other members.
Yes. And the one reason why I'm bringing up Chris Thiele, because I used to work with him for all the NPR stuff that they would do at Town Hall. And I was never really into mandolin. And once I saw him play, I was like, oh my God, this guy takes every form
your
of
exposure to mandolin is REM and the guy going ding, ding, ding,
ding, ding. Exactly.
It's like a toy at that point.
Yep. But then he was doing these birthday dedications, and he would do like a Leah on mandolin.
Just off the top of his head too. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then that really, I remember first it was the Pure Prairie Companion when
Prairie Home Companion.
Prairie Home Companion. And I remember Garrison Keillor.
Did you work on it when it was Prairie Home Companion?
Yeah, only when I was in New York when Garrison Keillor. Yes, when they would come to Town Hall.
A friend of mine played on that quite a bit. Joe Newberry. He's actually. Do you know Joe? Joe's played at my house up here a few times.
Joe.
He stops over on the way, if he's going up to a banjo camp in Massachusetts or something, he always stops and he always talks about, in fact, one of the guys that used to work for Garrison came up, and I can't remember his name right now, but that'd be funny if you guys knew each other.
Yeah, they were great.
I really like
great crew.
I'm an NPR nerd.
Same here. Same here. And I remember half the guys from Minnesota, I felt bad for them because they relocated to New York when Garrison Keillor had that sexual assault issue.
Yeah.
Then they brought in Chris Thiele to replace him.
Yeah,
so
and now it's live from here. Yeah.
Then it became Pure Home was it Pure? Was it? I always get it confused. Pure Home Companion, or Prairie Home Companion.
Prairie Home
Prairie.
Companion was Garrison. Yep. Now it's live from here.
Now it's live from here with Chris Thiele, and they shipped everyone over from Minnesota. Everyone moves in, and then COVID kicked in, and that was it.
Oh, I know.
Now they're stuck here, and then they they couldn't get the budgeting back on again. So about this time we will be doing at least 5 shows. Yeah. About this time of year, in the holidays. Yep. And certain dead. All right. So back to you. So what made you go from being a musician to becoming a tech? And eventually you mentioned that you were thinking about benefits. So you eventually said, well, I'm going to get off the road now and become a union worker.
I can start from when we all started this. I started playing mandolin when I was 4 years old. Okay. And I should be much better now, considering I played guitar through high school. And, it's like my father was a banjo player, so we grew up playing bluegrass. But then I got into Led Zeppelin and Van Halen and all that stuff, as kids do in high school.
Sure.
But the problem is I had guitars, but I didn't have any money. So when stuff would break, sometimes you take it to a shop to get it fixed. Sometimes you didn't have the money. And my father was a carpenter and stuff. So I learned how to work on stuff out of necessity. And so that's that's where the tech started. When I started building electric guitar bodies and stuff when I was probably 17 or 18. And, you build a couple horrible ones that don't really work, and then you go from there. And then I always wanted to build acoustic guitars, but I never had the money for the right tools until I was older. And but it's like, as far as teching goes, I mean, once you understand the principles. A vibrating string is a vibrating string. So your action, your neck relief, and all that stuff, your numbers are different, but all that same stuff applies to bass. And then, of course, electronics, with electric basses and stuff, there's a whole other point of soldering and understanding. And I had the fortune, when I lived in New Jersey, I ran into a guy who was a guitar tech for, I don't know if you remember Danny Gatton. He was a Telecaster.
Danny Gatton. Wait, dude.
Another
I saw him front row at the bottom line, and you're like,
so great. Did you know Jay? Did you know Jay?
Yeah,
Montrose. Yeah, yes. Jay was Danny's guitar tech.
Oh, I didn't know that. I never.
Wow.
Knew.
And Jay made these reproduction 53 tellies.
Oh my God.
They were impeccable. I mean, he with the Bakelite pick guard and everything. So
he ended up selling everything he had.
He's working for Paul Reed Smith now.
Yes.
PRS? Wow.
Well, he had his own shop for a while.
Well,
strictly tellies.
He worked with them for a while, developing some pickups and stuff like that. Him and Paul have been friends forever. But I learned a lot from Jay, and those were the days where the techs were techs. Like they were, Danny wasn't playing arenas and stuff like this. He was playing bars a lot of the time.
Yes.
A lot of the stages, like the Birchmere, well, that's how they met, because Jay was a tremendous welder. But like Jay would be backstage in the Birchmere soldering stuff onto an amp, like they were crazy.
No, Danny Gatton was a living legend when he played. And all the techniques that he created, nobody can imitate. No one can even try.
Yeah, and let me tell you, he had a great band too. John Previty was the bass player for him.
What a great band.
Wow.
But
what did you transition?
A lot of it comes out of necessity, and I think it's true with a lot of guitars. Eddie Van Halen, with his guitars, they didn't have money. He'd go buy. He bought that Stripe guitar off a pile of rejects at Charvel.
Wow.
And so teching, but the thing is, a lot of that stuff is you don't want to learn that stuff on the road on Pino's 62 P-Bass.
No, you don't.
Now, I can't say
it's the best way to not to have them make sure you don't ever come back ever again.
there was a tech, and I found this out from one of the other guys. They went out, and Pino usually brings. He's got one of his signature models, with his Fiesta Red, and he's got a Firebird, Gibson Firebird pickup up in the neck, as well as the E-Base pickup, and he brings that, and then he brings the 62 a lot of times. Now, he'll let you know when to change the one on his signature one, and the 62 you never touch. So this tech that was out with him after me, he goes, yeah, okay, we will change the strings before tonight's show. And so,
whoa.
Not only did the guy change the strings on the 62, he cut them off.
Wow.
Whenever I would change strings for him, I would wrap them and put them in the thing. So I always had used strings in case he broke one.
Can I ask you about that? Because you've changed a lot of strings on a lot of instruments. And the question that just fired in my head is, do you ever cut the strings, and have you? And I mean, I haven't. I mean, I'm just Mr. Case for Bass, bar bander.
I don't, but mostly because there's no need to. I don't think it doesn't hurt the instrument.
Sure.
No. But
I've changed the strings on my telly and this is a Danny Gatton trick. I grabbed all 6 strings and just ripped them all off at one point.
Oh my God.
That's great.
I tried that one night on a Martin D28 and ripped the bridge off it.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. Apparently on my fretless is all used strings. And it has the most unique sound because I got 4 different style of windings on this bass. And I mean, I'm not really playing it out. I'm mostly fretted and when I'm out, but when I grab my fretless and I got a round wound and a half wound and a flat wound and a hex core and I'm going, wait,
out when you're playing like that.
But does anybody else do this seriously as an intentionality?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. Musicians all have these weird things.
Because you can get monster tone out of one kind of string in one spot and know where your sweet spots are.
The only problem I could see with that being is as you're playing across strings, like you're going through a run, and all of a sudden your D string is super bright. Like,
oh yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that
makes sense.
Yes and no. I'm just saying from it because in the bass. In my universe, my tone doesn't necessarily affected by my strings. It's because I'm in such a low register and I'm in such a non-treble mode that brightness isn't necessarily an issue.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Did you ever encounter any musicians who wanted to reuse their strings?
Nobody ever knew I had them.
Okay, so they never knew that you had them.
Pino doesn't know I had them.
Oh wow! Okay, so
because it never came up, but if it ever did, he would have been happy that I had them. In fact, I probably have consistency in my tech box still.
Okay. All right. Now I want to ask you this. This is now we're going into what's called our last of 1,000 questions. So, what made you transition from musician to tech, from tech to I now need stability? Because as we know, a lot of musicians, and especially I've met a lot of techs who would end up needing insurance benefits. Yeah. Because as you know, you go on the road, you make good money when you're on the road, but you're not on the road all year round. You want, if you have a family, you want a level of stability. Right. So, where did that transition kick in?
That's the other thing is your wives always want people to make money, their husband to make money, but they also want their husband to be home. That doesn't exist if you're touring, either as a musician or a tech. Either you're making money or you're home. And it's tough, and that's why most of the techs I knew were either never married or they're divorced. That's the name of the game.
That's the nature of the business, unfortunately.
But the reason I guess I got into teching, it was because that's what they were willing to pay me to do. I would have much
Sure.
rather been, on stage playing, but somebody's got to tune them and somebody's got to look after the guitars and stuff. The main thing is like, and with being a tech, what made me the most proud is that you're responsible.
Yes.
And that's what people don't really understand. Like, it's not about hanging with rock stars and all that stuff. It's about, it's like, I've got all this stuff. I need to make sure all this stuff gets put away where it goes. And I'm the person that determines where it goes, but I've got to set this up as quickly and efficiently so I can get through and play through everything, double check, triple check, everything. Because if it goes down, whether it's my fault or not, it's my fault.
It's your fault.
And it's your fault because
it's if I could sum up teching in one word, it's responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. You have to know. The two basses that he brought with us, the reason he brought two was because with certain songs, he would tune one a half step down.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
So you gotta know what bass he needs for what song. And, it's, there's a lot to it. And again, make sure everything works. And, I've actually had those, I've had his 62 apart, he had there was some foam that he had in there that held the pickup stable that somebody had put in, at some point that needed to be replaced. I actually had to cut a piece off my little mat that I kept the guitars on when changing strings and use that to replace it and stuff. And, again, it's a lot of responsibility. It's that
quick thinking.
But you don't go through and you ram the screws in and crack the pick guard and stuff like that. You got to think every minute.
Who did that, Anthony?
I
did
that.
Pick guard. Yeah,
I did that while I was in Europe.
Everybody's done that, but you don't want to do it to a 62p bass.
I would. If I had a 62p bass, I wouldn't. I'd bring that to a shop. And
the reason that I got out of it was I was out with them for probably 3 years or so, and but like I had said before, I got in the Carpenters Union when I was 20, and so I'm a carpenter by trade, and I was in local 608 in this city years back, and I was a finish carpenter when I was there. In fact, I worked on Gordon Ramsay's restaurant in the London Hotel.
Oh, really? Very
the
cool.
bar back and the wine refrigerator and stuff like
the
that.
Bar back. Okay.
There was a lot of.
Did you work at the Savoy? He had that restaurant in the Savoy.
No, but I played stomping at the Savoy.
There you go.
Jesse and the mothers played stomping at the Savoy in Vermont tonight.
Very cool.
So a friend of Mary's actually, Bill Pop, who has a band, Bill Pop and the Tapes, that Mary plays bass for. He's been around the city forever. They used to play CB's and all those places. And he's a very prolific songwriter and everything. He was a plumber for the Parks Department. And he told Mary, he goes, there's a carpenter test coming up for the city. And he goes, if Dave could pass, he's in. And there's benefits and all that stuff. Well, from if he can pass, I went and took the test. I missed one question. Really? I got hired on the first hiring and stuff. And when I took the test, he goes, how'd you do? I said, missed one question. He goes, oh, holy crap.
Wow.
I said, I told you I'm a carpenter.
Awesome. That's great to hear.
Wow.
And so, but it's there's no retirement for techs and stuff like that.
No, there's no retirement, there's no benefits.
If you were with a guy who would, and forever, you hear stories of, guys that tech for
ZZ Top.
Huge artists.
Tech for ZZ Top.
Yeah, and they tech for him for like 40 years. I'm sure ZZ Top made sure they were taken care of.
Sure,
he became the bass player.
It's like.
But we all know that's very rare. That's a very rare position to be in.
Well, there's still no one knows his name. I mean, all due respect, he goes on stage with a 19-string bass, and everyone just goes. Our joke is the guy who's the bassist for Uriah Heep. No one knows his name, but we know the band.
Yep, you know the
Yeah.
band, but you don't know the bass player's name. I apply that same theory
I
for the
just
bass
read
player
a
in
story
Styx.
about Uriah Heep.
They're
It's
doing
really
so well
funny.
in Europe. They do really well in
They
Europe, but
always
you
did
don't know
better
what to,
in Europe.
Yep.
Yeah, you
always
say
did better in
Uriah
Europe.
Heep to a teenage kid that has no idea what you're
You
talking
go, what are you
about.
talking
No.
about? Yep. So,
But
what
all
would
these
you-
all these 19 and 20 string I blame Anthony Jackson.
Oh,
Yes, he was the starter. He's not.
Oh, and he has been the common thread on this program. He's been
Oh, has he
mentioned
really?
in every interview.
Every interview
He's-
thing comes up.
Every interview,
Yep.
he becomes mentioned. And Anthony, if you're watching, we want you. We love you.
He
Yep. He
he's
was the
great
one
on my friend did a like one of those We Are the World songs for Earth Day
Sure.
called Let It
Mhm.
Be Earth Day Every Day. And I think it's on YouTube and stuff. I think
Okay.
Anthony Jackson played bass on that. And they had
Sure.
wow.
all the stars of that time. It was in the 90s, I think. And
Mhm.
like all the star kids who I can't remember any of their names because I was never into that.
He's
But, like,
just a mega heavy, and
But
he
it
uses
was
all the
amazing.
parts of the bass, and
oh, I know that
his
guy.
notations are just epic.
He
What
was
I
the
love
one that
about-
said that Leo Fender had it wrong. He says Leo Fender should have made 6 strings, not 4.
Yeah.
Yep, out,
Yeah.
out of the gate.
I never knew that.
Yep.
But what I always loved about and players, we were talking about Chris Thiele, Anthony Jackson, all these guys, and this is what I struggle in my own playing, and this is what I work on now. I haven't done a gig in the longest time because I sit home and practice now, and
Okay.
because my playing, I'm sitting here having a conversation with you for an hour. I'm not thinking about it. The next word just comes out. I make sentences. I'm not thinking about what scale, what pitch is this word going to be, and all that.
Sure.
I'm just talking to you, and we're having a good conversation. I want my
Absolutely.
playing to be as effortless as this, and
Don't we all?
and it's the hardest thing in the world. You know, it
It's so hard.
sounds so simple, but
Yep.
you we all fall into the same traps of playing in boxes and scales and all that stuff, and like that's what a lot of guys will tell you. You know, get away from that. You know,
Well,
and,
I play in a band that has no audience, so
yeah,
my playing is like that, and I'm reaching out, going, "Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me." I can
You know what?
arpeggiate, I can scale, I can chromaticize my emotions.
and Lefty, I know you love my sayings, so here's another one for you. I'd rather
Talk to
be in a band with no audience than in an audience with no band.
Even better. I like that.
There you
Everyone,
go.
big shouts to Dave. Pronounce your name again? McKeon?
McKeon, actually, yeah.
McKeon. Okay,
But,
awesome.
But thank you guys for inviting me. This was a lot of fun reminiscing.
I
and
appreciate it. I know you have a great story to tell, and I'm really glad you shared a bunch of experiences with us. And
No, this is a
you're
lot
one
of
of
fun.
you're one of the guys that I'd watch you, and you'd help shape my playing, and where I become a long time ago as a player.
And Greg did
Thank you
say
for
that
not
you were
telling
very
any of the
entertaining.
stories about me.
Well, that's a different show we have about heart disease.
For heart disease. Exactly.
Probably leading up to the heart attack one.
Yep.
Well, I was there for that too. It's
You
kind
were
of
there for
what
that.
spawned it. So
I know.
All right, Dave,
Alrighty.
thank you very much. And we
Thank
thank you,
guys.
Dave.
yeah, don't hang up yet.